Welcome back, students. Now we're going to look at the topic called as checking the parenthesis matching. As we all know that stacks are most useful for checking the parenthesis matching in an expression. Generally, an expression having the nested parenthesis is valid only if it satisfies the following two conditions. So the general conditions which it must satisfy. The first one is the total number of left parentheses should be equal to the total number of right parentheses in a given expression. And the second condition is for every right parenthesis there should be a left parenthesis of a same type. So when we are going to say a given expression is a valid expression when it satisfies these two given conditions. Now let us apply these two conditions and check the given examples whether they are valid expression or not a valid expressions. Let us look at into a first example. 1 plus 2 into 3 is a valid example. How come we say it is a valid expression? When we apply the two conditions, that is the total number of left parentheses in this expression, the total number of left parentheses are 2 should be equal to the total number of right parentheses. In this given expression, the total number of right parentheses are also 2. Then if both are matched, and then by this we can say that this is a valid expression, and also it must satisfy the condition, second condition. For every right parenthesis there should be a left parenthesis of a same type. So I hope you could see the same type of parenthesis is used for every left and right parenthesis. By looking at this, by satisfying these two conditions, so the given example we could say that is a valid expression. And now let us look at into a second example, that is 1 plus 2 into 3. So let us apply the first condition. The left parenthesis, total number of left parentheses is 1 and the total number of right parentheses are 2. So in this case 1 is equals to 2, which is not satisfying the given condition. The first condition is not satisfied, and then let us apply the second condition. So before applying it, you could say that the first condition is itself is not satisfying it, then this expression is itself is a not a valid expression. So with this, whenever a stack is to be connected with the general conditions what we have discussed, let us assume that whenever left parenthesis is encountered, push it to the stack, and once the right parenthesis is encountered, pop one left parenthesis at the end of the arithmetic expression. If stack is empty, then the expression is valid, else it is not a valid. If stack becomes empty before the end of the arithmetic expression, then also the expression is invalid. That is, stack should become empty only at the end of the expression, not in the middle of a expression. So in order to check this, let us undergo with the procedure for checking the nested parentheses using stacks. The first step, scan the symbols of expressions from left to right. So what first step will say, we have to scan the symbols in the given expression from left to right. And the second step says, if the symbol is a left parenthesis, then push it onto the stack. So push it onto the stack. So what the third step says, if the symbol is right parenthesis, now we have to have a condition. What is that? If the stack is empty, now we have to check if the symbol is right parenthesis. If the stack is empty, the given expression we could say is a false. Or else pop an element from the stack. If the stack is not empty, you have to pop an element from a stack. If popped parenthesis does not match the parenthesis being scanned, then also we can say that the given expression is a invalid or false. The next step, what it says, after scanning all the symbols, if stack is not empty, then you have to say that now the given expression is invalid. Now also we have to have a valid is equals to false. So now let us apply this procedure with the given examples of expressions. The first example, what we have taken at 1 plus 2 into 3, what we have done it in this here is I have just you could see this in the below of this, 3 columns have made it. One is symbol scanned, and the second one is a stack, and the third one is operation performed. So now I'm going to, in the first column, a symbol scanned, I'm going to follow the first procedure, scan all the scan the symbols of expression from left to right. Now I have scanned it. First in a given expression, the first is left parenthesis and the second is left parenthesis, and the third we have is next is right parenthesis, and the next is also right parenthesis. And the second step, we are going to apply it. If the symbol is a left parenthesis, then push it onto the stack. Now in the second column you could see that the first left parenthesis occurred, we have pushed it in the third column. So you could see that I have mentioned it up. Operation which is performed is push. And the second scanned symbol, even it is a left parenthesis, then also I have performed a push operation. You could see that I have mentioned it in the third column. And the next scanned symbol, we have found it is a right parenthesis. Now I have to see that in the step 3, if the symbol is right parenthesis, now I have to check the condition. If the symbol is right parenthesis, whether we have to check whether the stack is empty or not. Now in this case it is not empty, so no need to assign a false for a valid false value for a valid variable. Then what we have to do, the else part we have to jump it, that I have mentioned it in the procedure itself, that is pop an element from the stack. Now we have to pop an element. You could see that when a right parenthesis occurred in the second column, I have removed one parenthesis from the stack. That third column I mentioned it as operation performed is pop operation. And the next symbol, while scanning, I have come across with a right parenthesis. Then I have checked the same steps. Again I found that the stack is not empty. Then what I did it, I have popped an element, and now the stack is empty. You could see that operation performed is pop. So at the end of this expression, the stack is empty, hence we can prove, or hence we can say that the given expression is a valid expression. I hope you guys are understanding the concept. So next let us look at into a invalid expression. So the given second expression, 1 plus 2 multiplied by 3. So I have taken the same 3 columns, symbol scanned and the stack, and operation performed. While scanning, I got one left parenthesis and 2 right parenthesis. At the very first row, you could see that while I have come across with the left parenthesis, I have pushed it. The next right parenthesis, then I have popped it. Why? Because I found that there is a right parenthesis that has to be popped out. And next immediately I have come across with the right parenthesis. Now I have found that the stack is empty, and the condition we call it as a underflow condition. From this I could say that the stack is empty before the end of the expression and pop is performed on the empty stack, so that stack underflow has occurred in the third row, as you could see it in the given table. So therefore, by this you could say that the given expression is not a valid expression. I hope you understood the concept. Next, we are going to move on a concept of Polish notation of arithmetic expression. Please forgive me for incorrect spelling. It is Polish, Polish. There L I have missed it. Just correct it. Polish notation of arithmetic expression. So the great Polish mathematician named as Jan Lukasiewicz introduced a new technique for the representation of arithmetic expressions. According to Jan, the arithmetic expressions involve operators and operands. He classified into three types depending on the how operator is placed between the operands. So based on the operator which is placed in between the operands, he has classified the expressions of three types. One is infix notation, second one is postfix notation, the third one is prefix notations. The prefix is in, post, pre refers to the relative positions of the operator with respect to the two operands. Pre, post, in, these three notations positions relatively positions of the operator with respect to the two operands. So let us discuss the first one, infix notation. The conventional way of writing an expression is called infix. Unlike we used to write an expressions, as we could see that in examples, those expressions are nothing but a infix notations itself. That is, if the operator is placed between its two operands, then we will call the notation as infix. You could see that operator, operand, operand, operator, operand. That is, example, a plus b, a minus b, a into b, a by b, a plus b divided by c into d. These are the examples of infix notations. So next we will discuss on prefix notation. Prefix notation, or else we will call it as a Polish notation also. So if the operator symbol is placed before its operands, its two operands, then we call the notation as prefix notation. An example, you could see that operand, operator, operand and operand. That is, example is plus ab plus into plus ab minus cd. So these are the examples of prefix and or Polish notation, we will call it as. And the next third we have is postfix notation or reverse Polish notation. So postfix notation refers to the analogous notation in which operator symbol is placed after its two operands. You could see that operand and next followed by operator. An example of this is AB plus AB minus AB by AB into. So postfix notation is also called as suffix notation or reverse Polish notations. So next let us look at the precedence of operators. We know that the first priority of an arithmetic expression is given to the part of the expression inside the parenthesis. As we all know that the parenthesis will have highest priority. So the topmost priority is given to the parenthesis itself. The next three priority levels of binary operators are given in the slide. Highest level is exponent operator. The next higher level is multiplication followed by division symbol, and next is lowest level, that is plus or minus, addition or subtraction we call it as. You could observe that multiplication and division are on the same precedence level. Next higher level, at this situation the priority is given in such a way that that operators whichever comes first among into and division when scanning from left to right will be evaluated first. The same will be applicable for plus or minus also. So I hope you understood precedence, the priorities for operators. So let us look at the in evaluating by using priorities an expression. So take an example, 2 exponent 3, that is 2 to the power 3 plus 5, which is multiplied by 2 to the power 2 minus 12 by 6. So you could see that the given expression have written it like this, 2 exponent 3 plus 5 into 2 exponent 2 minus 12 by 6. So based on the priorities I am trying to evaluate this expression. So 2 exponent 3, this is first priority, that is highest priority level. So what I have done it, I am going to first evaluate this, and the next you could see that 2 exponent 2, again this is also exponent symbol is there, exponent operator is there, this is also highest priority. So I am going to next evaluate this expression, and immediately after this in multiplication symbol is there. So 5 which is resulted to the 2 exponent 2, that will be evaluated next, and the next division symbol is there, 12 by 6, which is going to evaluate the fourth place, and the next immediately the plus symbol is there, that is the result of 2 exponent 3 and 5 multiplied by 2 exponent 2 result will be done it next, this will result to this. So the overall the result of this expression we get like this while evaluating. So 2 exponent 3 is 8, we will get it, 2 exponent 2 is 4, we will get it, that expression will become 8 plus 5 into 4 minus 12 by 6. So next we are going to evaluate 5 into 4, then now the expression will become 8 plus 20 minus 12 by 6. Now 12 by 6 is going to evaluate, next expression will become 8 plus 20 minus 2, next 8 plus 20 is going to evaluate, that will become 28 minus 2, and which is equals to 26. Once you have evaluated this expression, the result you get it as 26. Whatever the way we specify the order of evaluation, the problem is that we must scan the expressions. The very first important thing is we must scan the expression from left to right repeatedly. Hence this process is insufficient because of the repeated scanning that must be done. Every time we have to scan it. Another problem is that the compiler cannot generate the correct code for a given expression if it is of partially parenthesized. So when an expression is partially parenthesized, it will be difficult for to generate a correct code for a given expressions. So in the following in the above, whatever the examples we have seen it, the problems we have discussed it, so that can be solved by 2 steps. How? The first step is conversion of a given expression into a special notation. the first way of solving that the problems is the conversion of a given expression into a special notation, and the second way is evaluation, that is production of object code using stack. So in the next session we will discuss on these two ways, that is the conversions of expressions and evaluations of expressions. I hope you guys are understanding. Thank you.